Okay, so here are the £9. Let's sit down and go through them. Some are in the older packaging, like Going Coconuts, the plastic packaging. I actually prefer the plastic packaging to the newer cardboard, but I guess the cutting costs somewhere, right? So we're going to go through them. So Colourpop Going Coconuts. This has been taken apart more than once, so it's not as it came originally. So just bear that in mind. I do really like it. That shade there where it says Coulada, I think that's originally come from my child palette, which you will get to see. The Disney ones I'm gonna like put all together, apart from the bigger Disney ones that I've got, which are the newer palettes. Even like Colourpop are always changing palettes up, aren't they? I really like the way this one looks. The Colourpop Going Coconuts is probably one of my favourites. Honey used to be one of my favourites as well when I was really into yellow eyeshadow. Yellow and orange eyeshadows, they really make blue and green eyes pop. So let's have a look at this one. Okay, I've recently taken that shade Dandy out. I was going to call it Randy then. Dandy, to put in my Cosmic Beauty Sun Tarot palette dupe. But yeah, this is the colour story for this. I don't know if that Sweet Spot shade was in there originally, probably not. Just my luck, I think there's quite a few shades missing from this as well. The ones that have shades missing, you'll get to see them in my magnetic palettes. Right, I know some of these shades aren't from there. Olive You is definitely not that red tone shade. And Mosamba, I don't even know where that's come from. Looks like it's a glitter from somewhere. But the rest of the shades, I don't know actually. I think I have just made it to how I want it. Apart from that, Olive You and possibly Mosamba, I think it would be a good like kind of mint green, like darker green eyeshadow combo. So I might work on this a little bit more and try and get some shades in that I want. That's what the Mosamba shade looks like. Yeah, it is a glitter. There's nothing wrong with it though, it looks pretty. Thank you a lot. There's a couple of shades missing. I think for the most part this came like this, so you will see the other shades that are missing in other palettes. This came as a bundle, so we've got Aura now. So I don't think there's any eyeshadows in here that came in the palette. I've got them in a large magnetic palette. All my glitters are in here. That white came in though, I think. So all my glitters are in here. I don't even know if I want to keep these glitters, guys. Maybe one of the glitters came with it as well. I can't remember. This one is a very old bundle. I don't even think they do it on the site anymore. Miss Bliss. There was another one like a blue palette. I think I gave that to my mum. This one I've made into my more like neutral eyeshadows. So yeah, I really like. I only did this the other day when I was building a palette and I had these shades left over, and I knew I had some magnetic palettes by Colourpop, and I just thought to myself, well, we'll just do this, we'll put it in a palette. Colourpop Mint to Be, and I don't think any of these shades are from the Mint to Be palette, so mine just looks like that. Now we're going on to the cardboard ones. So we've got the Colourpop Making Mauves. There's two eyeshadows and they're elsewhere, guys. You will get to see them. Oh yeah, I didn't show you the Baby Got Peach. This is one of the plastic ones. Two shades are missing. I think the two shades that are missing went into the Cosmic Beauty Sun Tarot dupe that I built. But yeah, this is, I think, pretty much what it came like. Got the Colourpop Coast to Coral. The eyeshadows were taken out of this. I think they're in the Sun Tarot as well. I don't traditionally like to take out of this palette because, like, since I got it, it's pretty much stayed as I got it because I really like this one. It's one of the warmest palettes in my collection that I do really like, and when I do kind of gravitate towards when I want those kind of tones. Colourpop Blush Crush, and one eyeshadow missing, but I think it came like this. I don't know, I'm not 100%, but yeah, this is the way mine is. Sister got me this a couple of years ago, so Colourpop, that's Taupe, and I really like it. I won't take this one apart, but if I do take it apart, I'll get a magnetic palette and I'll do a colour story with Colourpop Going Coconuts, and that's taupe. I feel like those two colour stories together would look lovely. Before I said Colourpop Going Coconuts is probably my favourite palette. No, it's definitely this one, because this one is just on the cooler side. I just found this one, the Colourpop High Tide. My friend bought me this, and I got some single eyeshadows with it as well, which I'm not going to show. I'll show you when I come to do my single eyeshadow collection. But yeah, I found it, and it was with my Disney smaller palettes, which are just over there, which we'll go through in a second. I want to show you this one first. So it's not my most favourite. I'd probably say out of all my eyeshadow palettes, it's one of my least favourites. It's got some beautiful mint green shades, so I do want to use it, and I also want to keep it in case I want to dupe palettes and I need mint green and kind of teal shades, so I will always keep it for that reason. But I'm just mindful, you know, it's not my most favourite. That shade there, Currents, you can see the dip. Is there any more dips? Not really, so obviously I've been using that a lot. I've not used it in such a long time though. Now this packaging, oh my gosh, so stunning. Now I don't even like the eyeshadow palette really. The eyeshadow colours, should I say. The eyeshadow palette, the outer packaging is stunning. What I could do with this one is just take the eyeshadows out, make my mum a palette, because I've got spare £9 eye palettes, and make my own palette into what I want it to be. So that is something that I could potentially do, a project that I could do. Let me know if you want to see that. I say I don't really like it. I do like those pink tones up there. I like the neutral brown. The white's nice. It's those bottom three eyeshadows I don't like. And that's the glitter, isn't it? I could get rid of the glitter as well. So 4 eyeshadows. So we could have it as a very, like, kind of more, like, pink leaning palette. I don't know what I'll do with it. And I could leave one of those darker shades in as well. Star Wars Mandalorian. I'm not even a big Star Wars fan, guys, but I knew I had to get this as soon as I saw the child on the palette. And I don't believe this has ever been taken apart, but I thought that eyeshadow had come from this palette. Do you know when I said I think the one in the Colourpop Going Coconuts has come from the child? My friend Morag thought it had as well, but it hasn't, I don't think. So I don't know where I picked that one up from. I know it hasn't come from the Going Coconuts, the other shade, but who knows, it could have come from any Colourpop. My thing is, I don't have a label maker. I really should get a label maker, because I do these projects all the time. This is one of the cutest palettes in my collection. So it's a Disney Tinkerbell Sprinkle a Little Magic, and when they came out with this Tinkerbell collab, I had to buy it. As the first release, I had to buy it. Just such a stunning palette, and I've never taken eyeshadows out of this, I don't think. There's just some eyeshadow palettes you don't mess with, and this is one of them. I mean, I could obviously put the eyeshadows that I've taken from which palette in my journal, so I always know where they go back. And I'd always be able to tell where they go back, because I don't have many Colourpop eyeshadow palettes like this. Do you know, the pan sizes are quite big compared to the other eyeshadow 9 pans I showed you. So I would always be able to find where it came from, I think. Anyhow, this is what the colour story looks like for this one. The last of the 9 pans, and my sister bought me this. I think this was no, it wasn't the last 9 pan I got. That's Taupe was the last 9 pan I got, and she bought me that one as well. So there's definitely a theme here. So Colourpop in the limelight. It's a green eyeshadow palette. It is just so stunning. These Colourpop palettes, it would take me more than a month to use. But yeah, I could definitely do a couple of months with these Colourpop eyeshadow palettes. Does anyone even watch Colourpop content anymore? I'd love to know your thoughts. And I'd love to know your favourite Colourpop palette as well, if you can put that down in the comments. Then we've got the Colourpop Good as Gold. I mean, don't quote me or anything, but I'm almost sure this came out for Christmas many moons ago. I really like this palette. This is one of my favourites. I just love all the yellow golds in it, and it does some, excuse me, and it makes some really nice holiday looks. There is one shade missing. I'd need to go online to check what kind of shade that is, and then put it back in there, because I'm going to use it over the holiday season this year. I want it to be a full palette. I don't want it to be, you know, like this. Colourpop Wild Nothing, I didn't like the original. I just felt it wasn't pigmented enough for me, so I changed this up. This is what mine looks like. I don't like those 3 glitters there, so we can definitely work on changing that up, and maybe just adding 3 shimmers in there from like some different palettes. But other than that, I do like it. I think it's nice. Colourpop Boudoir Noir, absolutely stunning as well. Again, I'd probably get rid of that glitter. They say the glitters aren't eye safe anyway. They don't do them anymore, as far as I know. They don't do these glitters. They should never have done them, in my opinion. I'm very strongly opinionated about Colourpop glitters, because they say they're not eye safe. So why put them in an eyeshadow palette? Where do they expect us to actually put these glitters? I know you can put them on the face, like if you go into a festival, use it like as a highlight or something, but who's going to do that? Certainly not me. But yeah, very nice. These shades didn't come from the Boudoir Noir, I don't think. I don't know where I've gotten them from. But yeah, I'm gonna like do a project where I'm making it a little bit better than it already is, and getting rid of the shade Bedtime Story, because that's a glitter and I don't want it, and putting more shades like this Body Language shade in. So we'll see what we can do with this one. For the Menage a Moi, I have only actually got 4 shades in here, from random palettes. So yeah, I'm just going to leave them there, and if I need them for dupe palettes, I've got them. I think the reason I don't have all the eyeshadows from the Menage a Moi is I gave some to my mum, and I put some in this Flutterby palette. Yeah, I did. There's only 2 missing, so this is the perfect rosy toned palette, in my opinion, and it definitely needs using soon as well. So yeah, that's all the palettes. I do have some Disney bigger palettes and some other larger palettes, so I'm going to get them, and then that'll be all my Colourpop eyeshadow palette collection done. I'm going to save the Disney till last, because that's best to last. Some of my best palettes are Disney palettes. I absolutely adore this Colourpop Limoncello. Shade Amalfi is missing now, so I need to figure out where that eyeshadow is. It really does remind me of Holiday Inn in Amalfi. I do love the shade Serenade. It's just so stunning. It's definitely neutral, but you're getting those pops of colours, with the yellow and the green and the blue. So yeah, stunning. Right, when I get to this one, I always feel like decluttering it. So it's the Colourpop Plush Like Me, but I don't want to declutter any of my Colourpop palettes now, just because they're great for doing like dupe the vibes, you know, because I don't have like any other matte eyeshadows that I can pull from palettes, and these ones are magnetic. I don't think I will get rid of it, just in case I need these tones. It's got some of the most gorgeous shimmers in it as well. Now traditionally I wouldn't normally use that knee-high shade there, but yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty. So Colourpop Truly Madly Deeply, I didn't like it at all. So what I did with it is those like Miss Bliss palettes and those pastel palettes that I got in the bundle that I spoke about earlier, I took the eyeshadows out and I put it in here. So that's all the eyeshadows from those palettes, and I really love the way it's come out. It's stunning. I'm sure this was a dupe for a palette that Colourpop brought out, and I didn't get it, I just duped it. This is the only big palette I've got, and it's a mucky mess. The Colourpop Fade into Hue. This is good if you don't have every colour storage. You know, when they brought out those monochromatics, I didn't get the pink one, I didn't get the orange one, I've got the yellow one, I've got the green one, I didn't get the blue one, and I got the purple one, didn't I? Now this one is the Barbie and Colourpop Malibu Barbie palette. I don't think this is Disney, but it really is gorgeous for this time of year, for the summer. This is what she looks like. And I refer to my makeup collection as she always. I don't know why. What do you guys, do you think that's weird? We've got this Disney Alice, what's it called? Disney Alice in Wonderland. Oh, Lost in Wonderland palette. This was one of the last Disney palettes that came into my collection, and I got the Snow White one sent by a friend. It is just stunning. This one is my favourite though. It does say there, Lost in Wonderland. Opens up like a book. There's just so much attention to detail. And then all these are the eyeshadows you get in. Very pastel leaning. If you don't like a pastel leaning palette, then you're not going to like it, but I really love these shades. My friend also sent me this when she sent me the Alice in Wonderland. It's the Colourpop Snow White Dreams Come True palette. So stunning. I watched the Snow White movie that came out last year, a couple of nights ago, and I really liked it. There's mixed reviews on it. Have you seen that movie, and what do you think of it? So that looks like that, and the colour story looks like that. Everyone was complaining about this colour story, saying it doesn't suit all skin tones, and yeah, maybe they've got a point. But you've got the red and the blue, which is the colour of obviously her dress, so her dress is there. You've got some yellows in here as well, which is also the colour of her dress. And then up here it says Once Upon a Time, and then, you know, it's got a lot of script there. I think it's an amazing palette. It's just not my favourite Disney palette. My favourite Disney palette is the Alice in Wonderland. I think it's because I really do like Alice in Wonderland. I like the movies, and I just like that colour story more than I like this one. So you already saw the Hocus Pocus, the second eyeshadow palette. I'm not getting it out of the collection again. So this is the Hocus Pocus Gather Round Sisters. This one was the first palette that they released. Look at that artwork there. And I don't know if this is how it came traditionally. I think I might have swapped a few shades up. I think I've added those couple of greens in it. That green there, Night of Frolic and Coven. I think they may have come from Just My Look. I think there's a shade from Just My Look as well, the Olive Hue shade. So like I said, I've put a couple of shades in here to make it more to my taste. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to using this around Halloween. A friend bought me this, the Colourpop Holidays, the Muppets palette. Oh, it's stunning, guys. So pretty. Tunes in my voice now. So I'll show you the inside. I cannot wait to use this at Christmas. Now, what surprised me about this palette is there's quite a lot of pastels in here, which you wouldn't think traditionally they would put pastels in around Christmas time, but I do really like it. I think it's stunning. I love that green there, love that periwinkle blue, that pink up at the top, that shade there, Icy Patch, is kind of a duochrome shift. Got the Disney Lizzie McGuire. I think I took some shades out of this for the dupe palette that I did for the Sun Tarot, for the Cosmic Beauties Sun Tarot. This is what the palette looks like. It's called What Dreams Are Made Of. No, I didn't. I must have put it back. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Now, my friend Morag said the Cosmic Beauty Sun Tarot palette looked a little bit like this, and I see where she's going with it. I actually thought about that when I looked at this palette and I was duping the Sun Tarot palette, and I'm thinking, very similar vibe. So this concludes this video, guys. It means a lot that you're here. Let me know if you're still shopping with Colourpop. Let me know what your favourite Colourpop palette is. I'd love to know in the comments down below. And I'll see you in the next one and the last instalment of this ginormous eyeshadow palette collection, because I'll be showing you all my Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, and then we'll be counting them all up. And what I'll do is I'll count the ones that I'm throwing out, and I'll count the ones that I'm gifting to my mum, and you'll get to know how many eyeshadow palettes I had at the start of this, which I'm curious about myself, because already I've done a two-part eyeshadow collection, so I think one of them was an hour long and one of them was over half an hour long, and then however long this one is, and then however long the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette collection. So we're going to end up with like 4 parts at this rate. But I hope you like this kind of content. Please leave me a like if you do, or even better, leave me a hype. That really does help out my channel and gets it out into the algorithm, and it means so much to me, and I'll see you in the next one.